Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to be installing an ignition system on our 50cc Tata scooter. We're trying to work out all of the things that are cheap on Amazon that we can buy to throw on this thing to see what the performance differences are. Really, we're doing all of these things so you guys can see and make a decision based on our failures or successes. Let's head over to the workbench and I'll show you guys the kit that we got from Amazon. Here is the CDI box that came in the kit. Hopefully this one works. We've tried a few in the past and more often than not, they're dead on arrival, so the hopes are not terribly high with this one. With our scooter, it has well over 5,000 miles. I think it's pushing 6,000 miles on it, so it has seen some use. And I have not changed the CDI box from the factory one, obviously, because I haven't got a good one yet. And then I also haven't changed the spark plug wire. These are supposedly performance, but I'm pretty sure that's just a myth. But in any case, this is probably going to be better than the one that's on there if it's never been changed. 6,000 miles on a spark plug wire on a scooter, a Chinese scooter for that matter. This thing probably needs to be on there. It also comes with a coil. We're going to replace all of that. And it also came with a spark plug. And normally people don't use these, but I kind of want to test it. I want to see what this is like. Partially because I want to see, but also partially because I don't have another plug right now. We know this scooter goes around 39 miles an hour as it is right now. But today it's like 100 degrees. Literally it's 100 degrees out, so I don't think it's very happy with the weather right now. I don't think this is going to increase our top speed, but I do think it is something that needs to be done after this many miles. I would also like to take a second to point out our scooter videos do the best, but we also do a ton of other fun stuff. Last weekend we were racing our electric mini truck, so if you guys are at all interested in any of the other stuff we do, please go ahead and watch that stuff. It's super fun. Just want you guys to know that we do other fun stuff other than scooters. We got a drift truck, we got a pit bike that we built, we have the electric mini truck, we got a Jeep with a GY6 engine. So let's move over to the scooter and then let's put this stuff in and install it. As you guys can see, we have the seat off of the scooter, and what we're going to do first, just to get it out of the way because it's easy, we're going to take our old CDI box off and we're going to replace it with that new one from the kit. Super easy to do this. There's just two little tabs that you take off here and you pull them out and then it'll pull out. You do it one-handed if you're good at it, like that. Boom. It comes out really easy. We got the old one out. Let's toss the new one in, and then we're going to try and start it because obviously it was that easy. Why not try and start it before we tear anything else apart? I'm going to toss this in. We've done a couple of these now, and it always seems that it's either dead on arrival or not the right one, and for a while we just were confused about what the right one might be. Ooh, putting this in one-handed is harder than taking it out. All right, this one is an AC 6-pin CDI box. Now there's some AC 5-pin CDI boxes, but obviously that's not right. And then there's a DC option, and the DC options tend to be a bigger CDI box. So it should work with this scooter. So we're gonna turn it on. All right, well, the lights came on, that's a good sign. Some of them don't allow that to happen. So, all right, kill switch off, brake, and then, hey, look at that! No way, wow. Ah, it sounds good too, sweet. All right, we'll shut it off. Wow, that's exciting. We haven't had one that actually works. This one still works, so we're gonna toss it back into the pile of used parts for the GY6 stuff. Boom. So that one works. That's a little more exciting because technically if it's a performance one, they say it has a de-restricted rev limit. So we'll see what that means, if it actually has one or if I can tell the difference. All right, so now that we've done that, we can move on to the next thing, which is the spark plug wire and coil. Now they're kind of hidden under here. It's just down here where that green and yellow wire kind of go up. There is the coil right under there, and it's held on with a 10mm bolt. Now some of them are different. Some of them could be a screw, like a Phillips head, or a flathead for that matter. I don't know, they could all come with different stuff, but ours is a 10 mil. What I'm gonna do first is take off the spark plug end. Easy enough, spark plug wire comes right off, you just pull it. I should have known it was an 8 mil. Everything else is 8 mil. Why would there be a 10 mil all of a sudden? Let's see here. One thing about these, you can twist this off. There's a little screw in here and it just screws into the end, and that's how it makes contact with the wire. Don't see anything bad on this end. The coil actually doesn't look bad, but we're gonna replace it anyway. This end looks a little more worn and used and abused. All right, here is our new coil and wire. Kind of feed it the same way that the stock one was. It's going to be a little more difficult because it was ran inside some zip ties, but I don't really feel like cutting the zip ties because they're holding everything nice. We might just have to kind of tuck and make sure it doesn't get too close to the engine. Another thing, so the wires that connect into it, you might get a little confused. Sometimes that'll happen. So you can see there's a green and a black side to this thing. The green connects to the green, so that's always helpful. And then obviously there's only one other choice for the other wire. So you just connect it up, boom, bang, nice. And then you're gonna wanna take this rubber sheath and slip it over so it's protected, you know, in case you're riding out in the water or dust. You just wanna protect it. Cool, so that's on there. And I'm gonna run this thing best I can with a little bit of maneuvering. I was able to get it in. Next thing I'm gonna do, since I know this spark plug works, I'm just gonna hook this up and try it just to see, you know, obviously test all your parts. Fires right up. Wow. Okay, it's cool. We know that works. Now we're gonna take the other spark plug out and then put the new one in and try that just to see what happens. Old plug is out. It doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look great. See, this was an NGK, so at least there was something right. So now we're gonna put in this one, and there is a difference in these, in saying that it's high performance. I don't know if you guys can see the electrodes and the anode or whatever they call it. This one has 3, and this one only has 1. And obviously, more is better in every single circumstance. Hopefully, this makes way more spark. 3 more sparks. Okay, obviously the spark plug works. All right, so we got everything put in. We're gonna take this thing on a test run real quick to see how it rides, what we think of a new CDI box. So if you guys want, like I said before, if you want something to refer to, how it ran before, check out some of the previous videos. You'll get a good idea of how this thing ran. So yeah, all we have to do now is toss the seat back in. Everything's connected, we're good to go. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna head out onto the road and ride around. I just got back from the test ride. As you saw, it went 38 miles an hour, but it is 100 degrees outside. It's literally 100 degrees. So I can't imagine the scooter's running at peak performance. And it's actually a little windy. So, I mean, a 50cc scooter, it's affected by the wind when you weigh 200 pounds riding that thing around. So it's the wrong day for testing, but I did it anyway. Would I suggest buying the kit? Yes, I would suggest buying the kit if you need it. Now, my scooter had 6,000 miles on it, so that stuff was old, all the factory stuff. I can't believe it actually made it that far, to be honest. Maybe it had been changed at one point, but it's still pretty old, and now it runs better. It's smoother. So the kit did make my scooter feel smoother. It didn't make any more power. It made it run better. Like, it feels like it's running a little nicer. Feels like it's a little more throaty, like maybe it's actually igniting all of the fuel now. I'm getting a complete burn. Not a bad deal for $11 on Amazon. I can't complain. And I mean, it's kind of cool to open up your little engine bay and have a little orange in there, spice it up a little bit. Now, those are, you know, some small things, but it all counts. It all comes together to make a 50cc scooter run and operate the way you want it. That's kind of the goal. So Yes, I would suggest buying it if you need it. As far as the performance CDI box is concerned, I don't think it added anything. I don't think it's restricted or de-restricted. It's pretty much the same thing as the stock one. The next thing for me to do would just be to add the like NGK spark plug, just so I know it's a reliable plug, that one that's in there. It seems to work. Just for ease of mind, I would put in, you know, an NGK. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about the orange CDI box and the orange coil wire. Do you think it's a myth? I think it's a myth. Have you guys experienced any performance gains? Like, if so, leave it in the comments, because it'd be neat to hear, you know, what actually happens. As always, guys, we appreciate you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through.